Wir haben natürlich noch die nächste Disruption, Blockchain und Artificial Intelligence. Sie sind also noch nicht entlassen. Als ich vor ein paar Jahren zwecks Vorbereitung einer Podiumsdiskussion den IT-Leiter einer Bank bat, mir Blockchain zu erklären, kam mir ein bisschen ins Schwitzen und hat mir dann eine 26-seitige PDF-Datei zugeschickt, zu meiner großen Freude. Also ich bin sehr froh, Ihnen heute nicht erklären zu müssen, wie Blockchain funktioniert, sondern einfach unseren nächsten Gast vorstellen zu dürfen, Fluet, der uns mehr über das Potenzial von Blockchain und künstlicher Intelligenz für das Radio erzählen wird. Der Jurist und Ex-Radiomacher Fluet verfügt über mehr als 2 Jahrzehnte Erfahrung in digitaler Strategie und Beratung und war als Inhouse-Counsel und externer Berater für einige der weltweit größten Namen in den Bereichen Digital, Mobile, Social, Music und Live-Events tätig. Darüber hinaus arbeitet er auch mit einigen der disruptiveren Unternehmen in den Bereichen künstliche Intelligenz, Blockchain und Kryptographie. We're very fortunate to have you with us. Welcome, Fluet. I'm so sorry that I just
No problem at all. Good afternoon, everyone. As I said, I'm here to hopefully blow your mind with regards to some technologies and also explain the opportunities for the world of radio to embrace these new technologies. The main question that you're all asking is, who are you? Particularly once I've had the room cleared. By way of background, so I have been in and around the world of digital music for the last 25 years. I spent many years at Warner Music Group. I was general counsel of what was Global and Capital Radio Group. I'm now a partner at the law firm Silkin, and I also run my own strategy firm called 11. And some of my clients, you may recognize some of those upcoming startups where I've worked with many of them from the very beginning. I'm also, as I said, a director of the company 11, where I offer advisory and corporate finance advice to the world of digital media. And 2 areas of specialism that I'm here to talk to you about today are blockchain and artificial intelligence. Now, when Daryl asked me to come and talk to you about blockchain, the thing about blockchain, unlike almost every other form of technology, is that there is a sense that unless people understand how it works, they won't put their mind to what it can do. I will then ask people, do you know how your phone works? And they look at me blankly. Or ask, do you know how your car works? But anyway, because about blockchain, everyone feels they need to know how it works. I'm going to tell you how it works, and then hopefully focus on what it can do. Now, everyone tells me that blockchain is a new technology. It's not new at all. In fact, it's as old as your iPhone. 10 years have passed in this world, and this is a very complicated diagram explaining all of society for the last 100 years. So on your far left, we have a world of centralized control and power and media. In the middle, we have a world very much represented by the social networks or by the app economy, where we have a decentralized world. But now we have moved in the world of blockchain to a world of distributed technology. And I'm going to explain about what that does and what the benefits are for the world of media and music. So, the origins of blockchain, 10 years ago, well over 10 years ago now, there was an issue. We've had about 25 years of the world of the internet, but there was a view that there could never be a digital currency without solving what we call the digital spend issue. The double spend issue, forgive me. What do I mean by that? Well, in the digital world, it's very difficult to give someone something without it existing in the same place at the same time. What do I mean by that? It means that if I want to send a picture from my phone to Daryl, it doesn't actually go to him. There are 2 copies created. There is one on my phone and there is one on his phone. So the question was, there could never be a true digital money until you could solve the double spend issue. How do you make sure that one thing goes from one account to another account? Which is, of course, what a bank does. 10 years ago, a person or persons called Satoshi Nakamoto published a paper that said that using distributed technology underpinned by cryptography, you could allow yourself the opportunity to avoid the double spend. Essentially, what would happen is that a transaction would go up onto a network of nodes, be transmitted, verified by cryptography, and resolved in 9 minutes. Not 9 days, not 9 hours, in 9 minutes. In the last 10.5 years of blockchain technology, it has never been hacked. And also what people have built on top of it are something we call smart contracts. This means that you can build into the transaction that not only can I send a digital asset to Daryl, I can determine when he opens it, how he opens it, and making sure that only Daryl can use it. So you have digital technology, but for the first time secured by cryptography to create secure digital transactions. So if you take anything away from this talk about blockchain, you have the opportunity for the first time to have secure digital technology, transactions. So a couple of examples of companies out there, just to give you an idea of how the technology has been used in the industry right now. So here's a startup I'm working with, a Swiss-based startup actually, called Lucid, where they want to make music available, but they want to track their rights ownership using blockchain technology. They want to pay the rights holders instantly using the technology, and they want to allow fans to be able to tip and reward creators instantly using blockchain technology. You may have heard that music services such as Tencent in China, where 60% of the music streaming is actually funded through tipping, and the opportunity for people to create value and tokens and digital goods. This is what, to a certain extent, Facebook are looking to create with their Libra digital currency. So the whole idea of secure digital transactions is a thing. It's not new, it's not dangerous, it's not necessarily associated with crime, which of course is the same is true of cash, and this is one of the things that you can do. In the broadcast world, there's a US startup called Audius, which essentially wants to create an opportunity for people to create music programming and podcasts and upload them and allow creators and curators and rights holders to be paid. So there can be genuine, real-time, secure attribution for who owns the content. There's an opportunity to be able to distribute it in the ways that have been permitted and paid for, and there's an opportunity for people to directly monetize. Now, if you think this sounds scary to performing rights organizations or music labels or agencies that like keeping lots of money, yes, it's very frightening. However, to publishers, to rights holders and curators, we have the opportunity for the first time for direct monetization. So blockchain represents a fantastic opportunity for secure digital transactions. Now, I'm going to move on a little bit and talk about, I'm just going to summarize in the world where the nature of blockchain technologies is that it's so advanced, the opportunities are arriving hugely. And I've been often asked, if blockchain is like the internet, where are we? I think we're in 1995 in internet years. We can start to understand where it will go, but the infrastructure and the possibilities haven't been thought through yet. But the most importantly, it's not going anywhere, no matter what your banker friends say. Now I'm going to move on to the wonderful world of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something that immediately terrifies everyone. And everyone says, if I ignore it long enough, it hopefully will go away. I've seen the Terminator. I know what happens next. I don't want to get involved. Bad news. Who has a mobile phone on them? There is a machine listening the whole time. There is an opportunity for people to be able to take this technology. And the thing about technology is that it's like a hammer. The real question is not what is it capable of, excuse me, excuse me. This is where the machines take their revenge. Excuse me. The question is, how do you operate it as a tool? And there are a number of people, and I have to say a lot of them are in radio, that says artificial intelligence, it's just a fad. And of course, companies like Facebook, Google, Spotify, Netflix, Amazon, they spend at least half of their research and development budget on artificial intelligence. So I'm sure it's just a fad and it's going to go away. I'm joking, of course. It's not going anywhere, but the opportunity is how can the industry take these tools and use them to be something effective and valuable. So I'll give you an example of one company I work with. It's a company called Number 8. And I hesitate to tell people in radio, but the importance of moments. We spend a huge amount of time trying to program for everyone's moment, their mood, and their contexts. But they are, in effect, guesses. The only people who have insight into what people are actually doing are the likes of Facebook or Google or Amazon. Rights holders, publishers, radio stations, we have to guess where those guys have all of the weapons. Well, here is Number 8, who use artificial intelligence to suck in from over 100 data points on your phone and be able to understand your context immediately and in real time. It can also determine your distance from the floor and the speed of travel to understand whether or not you are commuting in a car or in a train or in a bus, and will serve you the content accordingly. So you can leverage context to surprise and delight your listeners and have an opportunity to be able to personalize music and radio. You can personalize news. So we're working with news providers to provide the right length and the right nature of content, dependent on everyone's context. And with regard to advertising, creating an opportunity to serve the perfect advertising in real time. And in a matter of seconds, it can determine what anyone is doing at any particular time and be able to immediately work out if someone is working out, if they're shopping, if they're on their way home. Now, if this sounds very scary, the good news is unlike companies such as Facebook and Google, which take this information to the cloud, using artificial intelligence, this is all on device and secured. So no one can get access to that data. It also means that you can work offline and create contexts and content to enable to provide the best opportunity for your listeners. So Number 8 are out there using this technology to allow publishers and radio stations to have that same armory that only the big social networks have. I'm going to give you one other example just to show you a sense of where and how the technology in artificial intelligence is going way out there. So this is a company I've worked with for a while called AI Music. It's fairly descriptive of what they do. However, the founder had a former company which could imagine space in a three-dimensional shape and manipulate it and create something to fill a gap. So whether or not it was a part of an aircraft or a hip or a tooth, his algorithms could understand the space, create a shape to fit it, print it out, put it in. He sold that business for a vast amount of money. He then decided, can he understand music and content in a three-dimensional space and be able to shapeshift it? The answer, yes, he could. By carving the music using artificial intelligence in real time, he could personalize the music to every single stream who listened to it. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now. So let me give you a demo, technology permitting. So I'm going to play you 2 seconds of a track. I think you'll recognize it. Right, it was 3 seconds because the volume wasn't right, but there you are. Imagine if you could have an app where with a touch of a button, you could change the music to fit your context immediately. So actually, when you're listening to I Want You Back by the Jackson 5, and actually what you're doing is working out, with the press of a button, in a millisecond, it could change the music to fit your context.
But someone picked you from the bunch when the glance was all it took.
1 second, it changes the music in real time. And then what you've got the opportunity to say is, right, actually, I've finished my workout, I want to chill out. I'll hit a button. So you can have a chill out version immediately, and then automatically you can now actually personalize the content. Say, great, that's all right. I'm chilled out now after my workout. I'm ready to party. Press a button. This is not science fiction. This technology is on my phone. It's real. And some people at Radio Night last night, I demoed it to them, and I think they thought it was a trick. As interesting and fascinating as that technology will be, I, having worked in radio, thought, well, instead of changing the music, could we change the ads in order to fit the context perfectly? So 2 years ago, we did this demo for Vodafone. If you turn this one up a bit and see if you can spot the ad.
You're like a drug that's killing me. I got you out, I'm tired. But I get so high while I'm inside you.
From the first SMS to the newest tech, Vodafone now connects it all faster than ever, and fresh shit to death. On the most reliable network ever, all working together, mobile, fixed and broadband for you all. Whatever tomorrow holds, Vodafone. Power to you in your palm.
I'm onto you, yeah, you.
Using AI, that can be personalized in every ad, in every different stream, in real time. And the first iteration of the business, we call it Symphonic, and creating an opportunity for advertisers and publishers and listeners to genuinely have a deep and immersive relationship with advertising using artificial intelligence. So the audio DNA engine understands the songs that are being listened to in real time, and using artificial intelligence in real time will shift the music in the advertising in order to be able to fit the context. And it creates it dynamically, and only artificial intelligence can do this. And you can then pop it out and be able to populate it. So we seamlessly ad insert it, again using artificial intelligence in order to understand the context musically and what the user is doing using technology like number 8. So I'll give you an example. So this is something we did at the last quarter of last year. So Cox Telecom are a big telecom provider in the USA, and this is a test we did on Pandora. So this is what the ad used to sound like.
That's what you're coming for, but they don't wanna let you in it. You drop your back to the floor and you're asking what's happening. It's getting late now, hey now. Enough of the arguments. But she sips the Coca-Cola. She can't tell the difference yet.
I love music and fast internet. When I found out Cox has 300 meg internet speeds available everywhere.
It's awful, right? But that's what our listeners, and this is the issue of ad load, as you know. So imagine if you could have a dynamically generated, hyper-personalized ad on both sides, on the way in and on the way out. Have a listen to this.
That's what you're coming for, but they don't wanna let you in it. You drop your back to the floor and you're asking what's happening. It's getting late now, hey now. Enough of the arguments. But she sips the Coca-Cola. She can't tell the difference yet.
I love music and fast internet. When I found out Cox has 300 meg internet speeds available everywhere, I was totally tuned in. With 300 meg, I can download 100 songs in 10 seconds. Plus, I can connect up to 7 devices at once. That's music to my ears, literally. With wall-to-wall fast Wi-Fi, I can stream anywhere in my house. So So if you love super fast speeds as much as I do, get Cox High-Speed Internet. It's the best in-home Wi-Fi experience any music lover could ask for. Click the banner to learn more.
Oh, I hear some oohs. So with regard to that, we had nearly 400% more interactions. So people were clicking on, they were not skipping the ads, and most importantly, they saved a huge amount of time in production. The artificial intelligence could even change the voice to match regional accents or be able to meet times of year or holiday period. Only artificial intelligence could be able to work at that scale and that speed. These are just some of the crazy companies that I'm working with in my very short time to be able to give you an idea of. But what I want these people in this room to understand is that blockchain and artificial intelligence are not coming for your jobs, and they're not coming for your value unless you do nothing. If you adopt these technologies and you adopt these tools, you have an opportunity to create an opportunity for reward, monetization, secure digital transaction, context, content, and be able to hyper-personalize content. Thank you very much.